We live in a world where it's never been easier to connect, to reach out, to see how other people are doing, and to, I guess, what we call looking for connection. But really, we're just sort of seeing the front page of everyone's paper. So, in a time when we can connect, why do we feel so disconnected from each other? So, what happens, and especially with moms, is that we believe that we are doing it wrong, other people are doing it better, or they have it all figured out, or whatnot. And that, instead of creating the community and the connection that people are looking for, it creates these silos that we live in. And so when you have this organization going on where everyone is stuck in their own lane, in their own silo, you don't have the opportunity to poke your head out and say, hey, this is happening in my world and what's going on here. So when we have these unachievable standards that are told to us instead of ones that we hold for ourselves, and we internalize them as the things that we should be striving for in parenting, in relationships, in career, all of that, that's when we get left with these really big borders that are not passable. We're left with polished social media. We're left with images and here's what you should do and guidelines and all of those things that don't actually connect with people and meet them where they're at. They just tell them what they need to do more of or better of or. But motherhood doesn't happen in a vacuum, right? So you have parenting, you have career, you have relationships. All of those things are all happening at the same time. And it's not possible to remove all of those things from your life so that you can be fully encapsulated in motherhood, and that can be the one thing that's your life raft, your buoy, the thing that is all that matters in the world, and that's what fills your bucket. Because before you were a mom, you were an individual, and when we cross over that line into that motherhood chasm, then we get into this everything else doesn't matter anymore, but it does, because those are the pieces and parts of you as an individual that are what fill your bucket. Those are the things that do light you up, and they do make you a whole version, your whole self. When your whole self shows up as a parent, and when your whole self shows up in a relationship, and your whole self shows up in a career, that's the goal. Right? That's the goal. The goal is to be your whole self, to be your authentic self, to show up and to live all of these parts and pieces of your life without relying on just this one to buoy you along.